Sophia's eyes fluttered open as the first rays of sunlight peeked through her curtains. She stretched languidly, savouring the warmth of her cosy bed for a few more moments before reluctantly swinging her legs over the side. Another day, another grind at the coffee shop where she worked to pay her way through art school. As she went through her morning routine, Sophia's mind wandered to her latest painting project. She was struggling to capture the essence of human connection on canvas, the spark of chemistry, the electricity of touch, the vulnerability of opening one's heart. So far, her attempts felt flat and lifeless. Perhaps it was because she had yet to experience that kind of profound connection herself. Sophia sighed as she locked up her tiny studio apartment. At 25, she had dated here and there, but nothing serious had ever materialized. Her last relationship had fizzled out nearly a year ago, leaving her disillusioned with romance. These days, she poured all her passion into her art instead. The autumn air was crisp as Sophia made her way down the busy city sidewalk. Leaves crunched underfoot, their vibrant reds and golds a stark contrast to the grey concrete jungle surrounding her. She breathed in deeply, savouring the scent of possibility that always seemed to linger in the air this time of year. The coffee shop was already bustling when Sophia arrived for her shift. She tied on her apron and got to work, falling into the familiar rhythm of taking orders and crafting elaborate coffee concoctions. The morning rush kept her busy, leaving little time for idle thoughts or daydreams. It wasn't until things slowed down mid-morning that Sophia noticed him. A man she had never seen before was seated at a small table by the window, scribbling intently in a leather-bound notebook. His brow was furrowed in concentration, dark curls falling across his forehead. There was something magnetic about him, an intensity, a quiet passion that drew her eye. Sophia found herself glancing his way far more often than necessary as she went about her work. She wondered what he was writing with such focus. A novel, perhaps? Poetry? Whatever it was, she envied his obvious creative flow. Her own muse had been frustratingly elusive lately. When the man finally looked up and caught her staring, Sophia felt her cheeks flush with embarrassment. But instead of being annoyed, he offered a warm smile that made her heart skip a beat. She quickly averted her gaze, pretending to be very interested in wiping down the already spotless counter. A few minutes later, Sophia nearly jumped out of her skin when a deep voice said, "Excuse me." She looked up to find the handsome stranger standing before her, empty mug in hand. "Could I get a refill, please?" he asked, that captivating smile still playing on his lips. "Of course," Sophia managed to reply, hoping her voice sounded steadier than she felt. "What were you drinking?" "Just plain black coffee, but make it interesting this time," he said with a wink. "Surprise me." Sophia felt a spark of excitement at the challenge. She loved getting creative with drink orders. As she crafted an elaborate pour-over with hints of cinnamon and orange zest, she snuck glances at the man, who had returned to his seat by the window. When she brought the steaming mug over to his table, he looked up at her expectantly. "So, what's the verdict?" Sophia asked. "Interesting enough for you?" He took a careful sip, closing his eyes as he savoured the flavours. Absolutely perfect," he declared. "You have quite the talent." "Thanks," Sophia replied, feeling a warm glow of pride. "I'm Sophia, by the way." "Daniel," he said, extending his hand. As their fingers touched, Sophia felt a jolt of electricity race up her arm. "It's a pleasure to meet you, Sophia." They chatted for a few minutes about coffee and creative pursuits. Sophia learned that Daniel was indeed working on a novel, his first. He had taken a sabbatical from his job as an English professor to focus on writing full-time. "What about you?" Daniel asked. "What are your passions?" "I'm an artist," Sophia replied. "Or trying to be anyway. I'm in my last year of art school." Daniel's eyes lit up with interest. "Really? What kind of art do you create?" "Mostly paintings and mixed media pieces," Sophia explained. "I love exploring themes of human connection and relationships, although lately I've been struggling to capture what I'm trying to express." "Ah, the eternal challenge of the artist," Daniel said knowingly. "Bridging the gap between vision and execution. I can certainly relate to that struggle in my writing." They continued talking, the conversation flowing easily. Sofia found herself opening up about her creative frustrations in a way she rarely did with anyone. There was something about Daniel that put her at ease, made her feel truly seen and understood. All too soon, Sofia realized her break was long over. She reluctantly excused herself to get back to work, but not before Daniel asked if she'd like to meet for coffee again sometime, when she wasn't on the clock. Sofia agreed eagerly, a flutter of excitement in her chest. For the rest of her shift, Sofia moved through her tasks in a happy daze. She couldn't stop thinking about Daniel, his soulful brown eyes, the way his whole face lit up when he smiled, how intently he listened when she spoke. For the first time in ages, she felt a spark of inspiration stirring within her. That evening, Sofia attacked her canvas with renewed energy and focus. She lost herself in swirls of colour, letting her emotions guide her brushstrokes. When she finally stepped back to survey her work, she was stunned. The painting pulsed with life and vitality in a way her recent pieces had been lacking. She had managed to capture that elusive spark of connection she'd been chasing. Over the next few weeks, Sofia and Daniel fell into an easy rhythm of meeting for coffee or long walks in the park. She found herself looking forward to their time together with an intensity that both thrilled and terrified her. Daniel was unlike anyone she had ever met, passionate, thoughtful, with a quiet strength that drew her in. They talked for hours about art and literature, sharing their creative struggles and triumphs. Daniel read Sofia passages from his novel in progress, and she showed him photos of her latest paintings. Their conversations ranged from deeply philosophical to utterly silly, punctuated by comfortable silences that felt as natural as breathing. Sofia's art flourished as her connection with Daniel deepened. Her paintings took on new life, infused with the joy and vulnerability of falling in love. She poured her heart onto the canvas, finally able to express the depth of human emotion she had always strived to capture. For his part, Daniel's writing gained a new dimension of richness and authenticity. Sofia's unique perspective and artistic eye helped him see the world in new ways, adding layers of nuance to his characters and prose. As autumn faded into winter, Sofia and Daniel's relationship blossomed. They spent cozy evenings curled up by the fire in Daniel's apartment, reading to each other or simply enjoying each other's presence. Sofia introduced Daniel to her favourite hole-in-the-wall art galleries, while he took her to poetry readings that set her soul on fire. Their first kiss happened on a snowy evening as they strolled through the park, holiday lights twinkling in the trees around them. Daniel pulled Sofia close, brushing a snowflake from her cheek, before leaning in to press his lips to hers. The world seemed to fall away as they melted into each other, lost in the magic of the moment. From that night on, Sofia and Daniel were inseparable, and they supported each other through the ups and downs of their creative pursuits, celebrating victories and offering comfort during moments of self-doubt. Sofia had never felt so understood, so cherished, so completely herself with another person. As Sofia's final year of art school progressed, she threw herself into preparing for her thesis exhibition. Daniel was there every step of the way, offering encouragement and a listening ear when she needed to work through ideas. His unwavering belief in her talent gave Sofia the confidence to take bold risks with her art. The night of Sofia's exhibition opening arrived, and she was a bundle of nerves. This collection represented the culmination of years of hard work and personal growth. As she stood in the gallery surrounded by her paintings, Sofia felt overwhelmed by the magnitude of the moment. But then Daniel appeared at her side, squeezing her hand reassuringly. "You've got this," he murmured. "Your work is incredible. Just breathe and enjoy this moment. You've earned it." Sofia took a deep breath, drawing strength from Daniel's steady presence. As the gallery filled with people, she was amazed by the positive response to her paintings. Professors praised her technical skill and emotional depth, while fellow students marvelled at the raw vulnerability captured on canvas. The centrepiece of the exhibition was a large-scale painting Sofia had poured her heart and soul into over the past months. It depicted two figures embracing, their forms blending together in a swirl of vibrant colours. The piece radiated love, connection, and the transformative power of opening oneself up to another person. As Sofia stood before the painting, she felt Daniel come up behind her and wrap his arms around her waist. "It's us," he said softly, resting his chin on her shoulder. Sofia leaned back into his embrace, overcome with emotion. "Yes," she whispered, "you inspired all of this. You helped me find my voice as an artist." Daniel turned her to face him, cupping her face in his hands. "And you, my love, have brought my words to life in ways I never imagined possible. We inspire each other, challenge each other, make each other better. I am in awe of you, Sofia." Tears welled in Sofia's eyes as she gazed up at the man who had become her muse, her partner, her home. "I love you," she said, the words flowing from her heart. "I love you too," Daniel replied, pulling her close. "More than I ever thought possible." As they stood there in each other's arms, surrounded by the fruits of their creative passion, Sofia marvelled at how far she had come. A year ago, she had been struggling to capture genuine human connection in her art. Now, thanks to the transformative power of love, her work sang with authenticity and emotional resonance. Sofia knew that whatever challenges lay ahead, she and Daniel would face them together, inspiring each other, supporting each other's dreams, and nurturing the precious bond they had forged. Their love story was still being written, each day a new chapter full of possibility and wonder. As the exhibition continued around them, Sofia and Daniel remained lost in their own world, savouring the joy of this milestone moment. Sofia's heart swelled with gratitude for the unexpected twist of fate that had brought Daniel into her life that autumn day in the coffee shop. She couldn't wait to see what other adventures awaited them on this journey of love and creative passion. The weeks following Sofia's successful exhibition were a whirlwind of excitement and new opportunities. Several of her pieces sold to private collectors, and a prestigious local gallery offered to represent her work. Sofia was overwhelmed by the positive response and validation of her artistic vision. Daniel was there to ground her through it all, celebrating her successes while reminding her to stay true to herself and her creative instincts. His own novel was nearing completion, and Sofia loved watching his face light up as he described the final chapters coming together. As spring bloomed around them, Sofia and Daniel's relationship deepened further. They began discussing future plans, dreams of travelling the world together for artistic inspiration, perhaps even collaborating on a book that combined Daniel's words with Sofia's illustrations. One sunny afternoon, they decided to pack a picnic and head to the botanical gardens. As they strolled hand in hand among the vibrant flowers, Sofia was struck by how seamlessly Daniel had become woven into the fabric of her life. She couldn't imagine her world without him in it. They found a secluded spot beneath a blooming cherry tree and spread out their picnic blanket. As they nibbled on cheese and fruit, Daniel grew uncharacteristically quiet and pensive. "Is everything okay?" Sofia asked, touching his arm gently. Daniel took a deep breath, meeting her gaze with an intensity that made her heart race. "Sofia, these past months with you have been the happiest of my life. You've opened my eyes and my heart in ways I never thought possible. Your passion, your kindness, your incredible talent, you inspire me every single day to be a better man and a better artist." Sofia felt tears welling up as Daniel continued, his voice thick with emotion. "I can't imagine my life without you in it. You are my muse, my partner, my best friend, my home. Sofia, will you marry me?" Time seemed to stand still as Daniel produced a small velvet box from his pocket, opening it to reveal a delicate vintage ring with a sparkling diamond at its centre. Sofia gasped, overcome by a tidal wave of joy and love. "Yes," she managed to choke out through her tears. 1,000 times, yes! Daniel's face broke into a radiant smile as he slipped the ring onto her finger. Sofia threw her arms around him, kissing him with all the passion and tenderness in her heart. As they embraced beneath the gently falling cherry blossoms, Sofia marvelled at the beautiful masterpiece their love had become. She thought back to that autumn day in the coffee shop, when a chance encounter had set them on this remarkable journey together. Sofia silently thanked whatever forces of fate or serendipity had brought Daniel into her life. Their story was living proof that true love could be as vibrant and inspiring as any work of art. as they began excitedly discussing wedding plans and dreams for their future together. Sofia felt a renewed surge of creative energy. She couldn't wait to pour all the joy and love in her heart onto canvas, to continue growing as an artist with Daniel by her side. Whatever challenges lay ahead, she knew they would face them together, two kindred spirits whose love made them stronger. Sofia gazed at the delicate ring sparkling on her finger, then up at Daniel's beloved face. In that moment, she knew with absolute certainty that their greatest masterpiece would be the life they built together, a vibrant tapestry woven with passion, creativity, and an endless love that would only grow deeper with each passing day.